Hi everyone, my name is Phil and welcome to Phil Does 3D. I'm a multimedia and 3D artist and I stream live on Twitch on Mondays and Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific time in the United States. That's 10 a.m. if you're in Australia or 1 a.m. if you're in the UK. I hope all you guys and girls are well. Do remember, if you miss the live streams, you can catch up at any time by clicking the videos tab on my Twitch page. I upload all of my previous streams to my Twitch channel, so you can view them at any time. Hellforge, it's good to see you, Hellforge. And Tamana, good to see you as well. I hope you're both well. Remember, as Hellforge has just popped 2 links into Twitch chat. One is for the Phil Does 3D Discord server, so if you want to show off your work in the gallery or link to your art station or your portfolio, join the Discord server. And if you want to wishlist the game, which is what we're going to be working on today on stream, it's called The House in the Hollow, and you can do that by clicking the link in Twitch chat or at any time by clicking the graphic in my panels that says wishlist the game. So you can do that right now on Steam. So yes, we're working on the attic for the main manor house, the Nouveau Manor House in the game. Last week we were doing the paneling. We're going to continue doing the paneling today, and we'll probably jump into Max and do some UV mapping maybe. Let's see how we go. Anyway, as usual, if you've got any questions while I'm working, please feel free to pop into chat and ask me. If I can help in any way, I'm happy to try. If you want to pop in and say hello, that's always welcome, but if all you want to do is watch, that's completely fine. Elford says, hope you're all doing well today. Yes, I hope you are all doing well, guys and girls. I'm doing okay. I've got a bit of a raspy throat. Don't know why, but anyway. We'll think positive. So let's jump straight into Unreal, I think. So yes, last week we were doing the paneling for the walls and the ceiling. Again, this is in unlit mode, which we will stay in because there is no lighting up here in the attic, so I think it's best we stay in unlit mode. We've got most of this done. We have to do the floor and we've got to put bits and pieces in here, but I want to get all the paneling done first, so we're going to move to the second room. And we are going to work on the upper part of the ceiling. So, I think first things first, I want to duplicate. I think I can duplicate this. I can't remember. I can't remember if I actually created a unique piece for it or not. Oh man, because I can't remember if the angle of this roof is the same as the angle on the other side. I think it is, but I could be wrong. But so let's let's duplicate this piece of geometry and let's see if it fits. Because I want to try and reuse the pieces as much as I can. That way I can instance them, hardware instance them. I think we should be good. I think it might just be a little bit too wide, so I might just scale it in a little bit. And again, the way I designed this building, we do have air gaps, so we should be good. So if we go, even though we're going past the edge of the ceiling there a little bit, because of the way the building has been designed, there are these gaps between the walls. And I did that on purpose when I designed the building, because I knew I'd be wanting to place bits of geometry that might not quite fit. So let's push that back. Okay, that one's okay. And again, we should be able to use the same one for this side here. If we hardware instancing these pieces will just speed up the engine a bit. It only has to read the geometry and texture into memory once. And then the GPU handles... actually, I want to undo that. I can't talk and think at the same time. The GPU handles the actually placing it, so it saves us on memory and it saves on geometry and textures and all that sort of jazz. We want to flip this on the X. That's what we want to do. good. Now, I think we can use the same piece for this end. Well, this one's actually a bit smaller. Healthport says, don't worry, I can't walk and chew gum at the same time, so I know the feeling. I can't. Phil loses his train of thought way too quickly and way too easily. Did I create a specific piece for there? Might be this one here, I think. Let's just get the scale from this one. And let's drag in this one. Oh, actually, I know it's not going to be this one because this one's angled. Okay, so it's not that one. What we could probably do is duplicate this one. So basically, the takeaway is what I'm trying to say, and not doing a very good job of it, is you want to try and reuse the geometry as much as you possibly can. That's basically it. We want to flip this though on the Y. And I want to try and scale it in. And I think we're okay. I don't think we're going to be... Yep, we're not poking through the roof, so that's good. Okay. Now, it's hard to see here because of the white walls, because they're not textured up, but there is actually a doorway here. I think I can use a straight piece through there. They're going to use straight pieces, but they're angled. So we can use probably one of these, not that one, actually, probably one of these ones, maybe. Let's duplicate it. Oh, this is a short one. I'm just going to delete that. I don't want to duplicate that one, I want to duplicate this one. Let's pull that over. And rotate it around. And you're going to have to angle it correctly. I may have to turn angle snap off. We'll see how we go. Actually, it doesn't look too bad. I'm just trying to sort of like line these wooden slats up a little bit. Let's scale it out a bit. Now I do have to be careful on this side of the wall because we don't have a lot of play before we hit the actual skylight inside the building. Okay, I'm going to angle it, turn off angle snap just to get this angle a little bit better. That's better. And again, when I designed these pieces, you can see that another board could go here, but I designed it like this so that we could vary it up a little bit. It makes it look a little bit more interesting if not every piece, not every board is there. You know what I mean? Makes it look, the attic look older and more decrepit. So that's the reason that I purposefully left one of the boards missing. And what we're going to do is we're going to start by making sure the lineup is correct. We're going to duplicate it. And I also, the way I designed it was we could flip them around because there's slightly different textures on each side. So we're going to flip this in the Y. Euro, it's good to see you, Euro. How are you? Multitasking, screwing several things up at once. I can't talk and think at the same time. I've tried many times on stream. That's why when I talk, I stop working because I can't seem to do both at the same time. Anyway, what are we doing? We're flipping this on the Y, I believe. I knew you were going to do that. I knew it. That's okay. It just means I have to re-angle it again. And because we have a board missing from the top on this one, we're going to make a board missing from the bottom on this one. So let's pull that up. Pardon me. I was saying I've got a bit of a raspy throat this morning. Just going to mute my mic for a sec. I am well, don't worry. As far as I know, I'm still fine. Everybody gets paranoid when someone coughs or sneezes these days. Let's just angle it a little bit more. I'm going to turn angle snap back on because I generally like to have it on when I do work. I only need to turn it off when I really need to. Euro says, cough it up. Tell it to get out of the walk. To get out and walk. Might need a splash of coffee, Hellforge says. I think you are correct, Hellforge. I think I do. Coffee fixes all. So now we're using the textures on the other side, which are different to the ones on this side, and we've moved it up so that the missing board is at the bottom. This creates a bit more variation. It's less likely people will notice doing this sort of thing, that you're reusing the same asset over and over again. Particularly once the lighting is turned on properly, people won't notice. Okay, this side I believe is angled as well. Yeah. So we're going to duplicate this one. We are going to flip it on the Y. Instead of having the same one on this side, I'm going to move this one over this side. So we're trying to vary it up as much as possible. And again, these will be hardware instant static meshes, so HISM. but I don't do that until the very, very end, pretty much just before the game is due to actually have a final shipping build created. Because once you create a HISM, and particularly if you start doing it to multiple, which is what a HISM is, multiple pieces of geometry, you can't then move them because they all move as one piece. So if I want to make a small adjustment to the position of one, I can't do that once I've hardware instanced them all. So I don't do that till the very, 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 very end. And again, this is sticking past here quite a bit, so I could scale it in, but this is a wall and the player is never going to actually be in here anyway, so... Well, not at this stage, unless I change my mind with the design and put a door in there or something, the player won't be going in there, so... And this one I'm going to make a little bit different again, so instead of the board missing at the bottom, I'm sort of going to position this one around about the middle of the wall. Oh, actually, I changed my mind. Because we have to line up the boards that run all the way around the wall, so that's okay. Again, I'm just going to make sure I'm not coming into my hallway here. No, that's fine. Yura says, I said before that's the most important meal of the day. This is coffee we're talking about. It is the most important meal. Let's duplicate this piece. Actually, let's not duplicate that piece. Let's duplicate this piece. And let's flip it on the Y again. Again, Unreal, you can get the normal. I always work in the main viewport, like the perspective view. But if you're used to working in 3D, go to a top view or side view. But I found when working with game engines, you start to just, if you try and work in the side view or the top view, you get way too many polygons in the way and you can't see what you're doing. So the easiest way I found to work with a game engine is to actually work in the perspective view. When I'm doing 3D work, I work in the 4 viewports, but generally when I'm setting up a scene, it's just the perspective view. We're going to move this one over to the other side. Hellforge says that if it's not strong enough to chew, you might need to make it a tad stronger. Now I can afford to go into the wall here a bit because there is nothing in here, so that one we had the missing board at the bottom. This one we're going to have the missing board at the top. Just need to rotate that a little bit. Looks like it's just slightly out of alignment. Mr. Squarepeg, it's good to see you, Mr. Squarepeg. How are you? I'm doing really well. I was saying to the guys, had a bit of a tickle in my throat this morning. But apart from that, I'm doing really well. I hope you are too. But it's good to see you, Mr. Squarepeg. So yeah, this one we got the board missing at the top. This one we got the board missing at the bottom. Okay, and the other pieces should be pretty straightforward because they're all straight and square, apart from this bit here. I think that I did create a piece for there. I know I did. I remember doing it in Max. I just can't remember which piece it was. I wonder if it's this one. Anyway, we'll come to that in a minute. Let's jump back here and make a duplicate of one of these pieces. Let's go with this one. And again, I'm just making sure that they're sitting in the right spot. Should be fine. So let's duplicate it again. And again, we're going to rotate it 180 degrees, so we're looking at a different texture on the other side. And again, I forgot to turn angle snack back on, so let's do that. Now, I don't like the fact that, see, we're getting a repetition here of these two pieces of geometry. Now, again, it doesn't look terrible, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a flip on the Y. Just so we get a bit more variation. In fact, again, I don't like the duplication here and here of that cut, that little nick. So I'm going to do a rotation of 180 degrees. And that makes it just makes it a bit less noticeable. I'm going to scale this one up just a bit as well, just so it intersects our beam a bit more. Okay, let's work on the other side. You're doing good. Good to hear, Mr. Squarepeg. Once we've finished the attic, we're going to be moving down to the sitting room. And once we're done the sitting room, there's only two rooms left. One is the kitchen and one is the basement. I haven't decided which one we're going to go for next after the sitting room. It'll probably be the basement, simply because I'm still having problems coming up with the design for the kitchen. So let's duplicate this. Just want to make sure that's sitting in on the wall correctly. Let's duplicate it again. And we're going to flip it on the Z. Okay, so I've only got that one little corner down there now. I'm just going to turn lit mode on so I can get an indication of the shape. So it's that sort of shape. Which one would that be? I think it's this one here. I can tell by the shape that it's sort of the same as that. So let's drag that in. Just going to go back into unlit mode. And I'm just going to copy the scaling value. Unfortunately, I couldn't reuse this shape and it had to be created unit proof because of the shape. It's unique just to this little corner. There is no other place we can reuse this piece of wood, unfortunately. I think I might need to scale it in just a little bit though. Again, I'm going to go back into lit mode so I can see what's going on. That's fine, so long as we touch the doorway there. It should be good. Let's pull it up a little bit. And let's push it back in a little bit. Okay. Now let's get rid of the white behind it here. So I've just got to find attic roof 3, attic roof 3. It's this one here. I'll just pull that over so you guys can see it. Instead of it being white, we want to make it that we set up a material which isn't really a texture, it's just a color. I'm just going to try and see it, but it's this one here. So I'm just going to replace this material with this material. And we'll do save. So that just makes it so we don't notice the ceiling in the background there. The reason I didn't use a texture map is because most of that ceiling is hidden anyway by these boards and will be hidden by the panels in the ceiling. So it's just wasting texture memory to use a texture that's only going to be spotted in little spots like here and here. And once the room is actually lit correctly, it won't be seen at all really. It'll be in shadow, so. Okay. You can see it up there in the ceiling, what's going on. And again, I'll show you the texture. It's just a color, and which I've added a dirt texture map to. And it's just that, which has been tiled. So, with a text coordinate and multiplied on the color. Same thing I did for the walls here by adding a dirt layer, just by using the same texture map that we're using for the walls. Alright, so now we need to get the pieces in the ceiling, but before I do that, what I want to do is I want to duplicate, I want a mirror of this side on this side. So I just wanted to get the panels in before we did that, because it makes it easier to work if there's nothing in the way. But now that we've got that done, let's duplicate these pieces now. So I want that. Don't want to move them. I'm going to do this in stages. It's easier for me to control if I don't try and duplicate the entire ceiling pieces all at the same time. If I do it section by section, I'm going to select it without moving it. Yeah, it makes it much easier for me to control, to move. So we have all of the pieces, those. Let us duplicate. Just before I do a duplication, I'm just going to do a quick save. Remember, as Hellforge, thank you Hellforge, has just popped into Twitch chat. If you want to join the Phil.3D Discord server, click that link that Hellforge popped into chat. And if you want to wishlist the game that you see me working on right now on Steam, click the link that's in Twitch chat. Okay, now we're going to duplicate this. Because we have two windows on either side of the building outside. And we're going to flip it on the Y. I could rotate it, but I'll do a flip. Or a mirror. And we just want to move that into the wall. So we're faking the windows here. They're not, you know, you can see there are no hole out there to the window, but the player doesn't know that. And they should be lined up because we did a mirror. Okay, let's move on to... Let's do this central wall piece. Looking pretty fancy so far, Hellforge says. It's going to be really interesting to see how everything looks with the game lighting. Yeah, actually, that's when I make these things, when I'm working on a game or a level or a room, even when I'm doing rendering and not a game, the bit that interests me that I like the most is actually doing the lighting. Like the thing I hate doing the most with 3D is doing UV mapping. The thing I love doing the most is actually doing lighting. And then modeling and texturing sort of fall in between the two. So yeah, lighting is the fun part, for me anyway. Because you can make something look so... I've said to you guys before, lighting is the most important thing to getting your work looking good. Because you can make an absolute crap model look wonderful and amazing with the right lighting. At least that's what I found. Name a yellow fruit. It's good to see you. Hellforge says, fake window, Microsoft won't be happy about that. Name a fruit says, do you use any sort of noise filtering or cancelling on your mic? If yes, could you try turning it off and see if it improves audio quality? Do you not like the audio quality of my mic? I do. I actually run it through Audition. So I use quite a few filters in Audition. I'm using an adaptive noise reduction, dynamic processing, amplify, multi-band compressor, parametric equalizer, and a hard limit. Audio sounds for... Yeah, look, I've listened to my streams back after my stream and I've not had a problem with my audio, and none of my viewers have ever mentioned that they have a problem with my audio. So I'm not sure what to say to you, Name a yellow fruit. Generally my audio quality is perfect because I take the time to make sure it's perfect, and I check it every time as well. So I don't want to turn off the noise suppression because it cleans up the audio. Audio sounds fine. Yeah, no, none of my other viewers have complained about my audio, ever. Apart from one time when my USB hub killed itself. But apart from that, nope, I've never had a problem. So let's duplicate this. And let's flip it again on the Y. I shouldn't say flip. I'm used to maxes, but in Unreal it's mirror. So let's mirror it on the Y. Which it is in max as well, mirroring, but it's just easier and quicker for me to say flip. Hellforge says the music ain't my cup of tea, but that's about it. I can turn the music off if the music's annoying you guys. Name a yellow fruit says I don't care, just found it a bit hard on my ears. Think it could sound softer if that makes any sense. Is it too loud? You know you've got a little volume switch if you're watching me. Turn your volume down. Maybe that's what you're trying to say, that I'm loud. I'm loud anyway, because, you know, I'm a chatterbox and I scream at my mic. I don't. But the name of Yellow Fruit says, yeah, the music doesn't help either exactly. Well, I'll turn the music off for a little while, guys. How about that? There we go. Is that better for you? So I've switched the music off. If you guys want the music back on, you tell me. Again, I can't hear the music. You guys are the only ones that can hear it. I can't listen to it because I'd have to have headphones on, which I find annoying because I get hot ears. And I get feedback through the mic if I played it through my speakers. So I sit in silence. The music is just for your benefit. Hellforge says, that's just Phil's gravelly voice, probably. And I do have a bit of a raspy throat this morning as well. That intimidates the polygons into a nice shape. That's right. Just my raspy, manly voice. Okay, so we've got all that copied over. Now we're going to do the actual archways. So we want to duplicate this one. And this one. And this one. And also these pieces here, which are the dividers. I think that's it. I think I've got them all, or did I not forget to get this one and this one? Now I believe we have them. Oh, wow. Stop that. Stop that. I do that all the time. I mean to move the mouse and I move the actual geometry. It seems to be unreal. I don't know what, anyway. It seems very sensitive. It would be good if Epic could sort of maybe work out why. Anyway, let's duplicate this. It's not a big deal. Control Z will undo it, so. I couldn't find where to put the pivot. There we go. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to flip it on the Y, mirror it on the Y. And put it in position if I can see if I can see the pivot point while I'm moving it. Sort of need to get into this little corner here. Okay. I think it needs to be moved back just a little bit. And again, I'm looking at these little steps so I can make sure my positioning is correct. Actually, I think it might need to come back a little bit. This one, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it needs to come over. To about there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Maybe just a little bit more. Okay. I'm just checking this because we have to work on a piece of geometry to fit here. And I believe I've created the geometry to be more of a square, and it looks like I need to make it more of a rectangle. I didn't know until I'd moved these into position whether I needed to make it a square or rectangle. I just want to make sure this is correctly positioned before I deselect everything. So they're around about there. And I actually think this needs to come forward a bit more. Maybe back just a little bit. I think we should be good. Healthward says, like I mentioned before, I'm into the heavier music, various subgenres of metal and classic rock. So the wub wub and the flip flop aren't my cup of tea in general. I don't hate it, but I also don't get out of my way to listen to it either. See, I like the dub dub and the flip flop because I like all sorts of music apart from heavy metal. It's the only thing I can't listen to. So I don't mind. I like all sorts of music. Bubblegum music, the stuff that teens listen to. I like all that sort of stuff. So, Nami Yellow Fruit says, any chance you can give turning the noise suppression off a try? Just for one stream, perhaps. Love to lurk in your streams, but the audio quality is almost unbearable, even with volume set to low. I'd rather not. No, look, I've not had. I've listened. I don't. I sympathise. Name a yellow fruit. I do, but I've not had a problem with my audio. My audio should be fine. I'm sorry if it's not for you. I understand if you can't lurk in the stream because you can't stand the audio, but I check my streams. The audio is generally fine. No one has complained. Helpwood says, no idea what that's all about because the noise suppression isn't an issue. Noise suppression is going to make the audio worse if I turn it off, not better. Trust me. Everything is finely balanced with regards to the audio. I took a lot of time when I first started streaming to set up my audio correctly, and that's why I run it through Audition to clean it up as much as I can. I mean, I use a good quality mic anyway. I'm using a Blue Yeti. So, yeah, I took great pains to check my audio, and I still check it, like I said, because I upload my streams after the stream, and I check it in Premiere as I'm working on it, as I'm editing it. So, yeah, sorry. The audio should be fine. Let us now duplicate these pieces here. These are lion heads. Again, we're going to flip them on the Y. And move them okay. My phone is going off in the background. My apologies, guys, if you could hear that. I should just check that, just in case it's the studio. I'll be 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Okay. All right, so what are we doing? So yeah, the piece that we're going to be putting, if I can get into a spot here where we can see it, in here is going to have to be slightly more of a rectangle, less of a square. You'll see what I mean when I jump into Max, because you'll see the piece that's going in here. But before we do that, let's get the paneling for the other ceiling sections here in. So again, I'm just going to have a general look at the room now that we've got these other pieces in. Make sure there's nothing that looks odd or nothing I want to change. I think we should be good. But before I do the ceiling pieces, we need to work out what we're going to do with this little hallway. So I'm going to turn lit mode back on so we can see what's going on. Now, my options are to either make it paneling like this or make it wood planks like here. I could go either way, but I think I'm leaning more towards the wood planks, because that will just help to break up the room from this side as we go through the hall to this side. It just helped to break the two rooms up a little bit more. Hellforge says not to ruffle any feathers, but it might just be a case of an armchair audio engineer, who once heard something about a noise gate or a compressor and now believes they know everything. I've met a few too. I've met a few people like that in the past who tried giving me the business because they watched a couple of YouTube videos about any given topic. I'm not going to accuse anyone of that, but you are correct. There are people like that around. OBS actually has noise suppression built into it as well now, so they wouldn't put it in unless it was an important part of audio. So OBS added a filter for noise suppression. I don't use OBS as filter. Like I said, I run everything through Audition, Adobe Audition. So yeah, noise suppression is really important to have turned on, not turned off, to get clean audio. I'm not accusing anyone, I'm not saying anything, but yeah. Everybody has an opinion. But I've not had any complaints about my audio at all, and I've been streaming now for 3 years, so I think my audio is fine. Unless something has changed dramatically, and you guys would tell me if that was the case. Like when my USB hub killed itself and you said my audio was a bit weird then. Yep. All right, so yeah, I think what we're going to do is I'm going to keep lit mode turned on, because if I turn it off, I'm not going to be able to see what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate one of these pieces here. We're going to rotate it around 90 degrees. I'm going to bring it down. Rotate it so that we get it to the same angle as the wall. And again, I might just turn angle snap off here so I can get the angle correct. And Phil didn't turn angle snap off. What was Phil doing? Okay, let's turn angle snap back on before we forget. Move it down. We're going to have to scale this one a little bit lengthwise. And it looks like I might get two duplicates on this side of the wall. So let's position this one first. Nami Yellow Fruit says, I'm not into audio engineering or anything along those lines at all. I'm not accusing you, dude. I don't have the issue on any other stream. It's just a genuine concern. Look, I'm sure it. Look, I I don't know what to say to you, dude. My audio is fine. It really is. I've listened to my own streams. All of my viewers would tell me if there was a problem. I don't know. I'm sorry it's bad for you. Halford says, I've had a couple of people similar to that who tried to tell me how to 3D model something a while back, starting a YouTube tutorial I watched. I'm not piling on anyone. I mean, obviously, name a yellow fruit, it's bad for him or her. Yeah, but seriously, it should be fine. I don't know. Yeah, I'm sorry, it's bad for you. My audio generally is fine. Euro says, yeah, I use OBS noise suppression to add an audio floor limit since I use recording mic. That cuts out a lot of my mic's sensitivity and background noise. Ideally, I'd want a podcast type mic, but expenses. Yeah, and again, I'm using a Blue Yeti, which is a great mic, don't get me wrong, but it's incredibly sensitive as far as picking up noises go. You'll probably hear it when I type on my keyboard. I mean, I do use a mechanical keyboard, but still. It is really sensitive. So, yeah, like there are specific mics that are better for broadcasting than others. The Blue Yeti is really good if you're doing like, you've got multiple people in a room and you all want to record that way. But as far as podcasting goes or streaming, there are better mics around. Having said that, though, like I said, that's why I run everything through Audition to clean it up as much as humanly possible. I'm looking at Audition here and it should be fine. There is no issues I can see going on. And you guys, like I said, you would tell me if there was a problem with my audio. You have before. So yeah, I'm sorry, Naomi Yellow. I'm not accusing you of anything. Please don't take offense. All I can say is my mic audio quality should be fine. I don't understand why it's bad for you just on my stream. I don't know. It's strange. Let's duplicate this piece again. I don't know that I will go to the trouble of mirroring it. I don't think people will notice the duplication here, even though I can see it. Oh, yeah, for the moment we won't mirror it. We'll leave it as it is, and if I decide to come back in a little while and change it up, then we can do it then. Okay, this side should be easier because it's a straight wall. There's none of this angled business going on. I might just pull it down a little bit. So let us duplicate this piece again. Now, the other side we duplicated this piece. I'm going to duplicate this piece because this is one that we did flip it around so the textures look different. So let's duplicate that. Rotate it 90 degrees. Do you guys want the music to stay off or do you want me to put it back on? You tell me what you guys want. You want music or no music? I'll do whatever popular opinion is. Majority popular opinion. Let's scale it up a little bit. I generally always have music on. I know it can be a nice break sometimes not to have the music going. But if you want to hear it, then I'll turn it back on. Generally, art streams have music in the background just to kill the dead air. Not that there's much dead air with me because I never shut up. So, Euro says, Hellforge says, I'm fine either way. I have my own music in the background. I'll turn it back on just in case I stop talking, which is rare, but you know, Have you had a chance to try Unreal 5? No one has, I don't think. Have they made it publicly available yet? I didn't think that Epic were going to make UE5. I think the preview is next year, the beginning of next year, around about March. Unless they've changed it. I'd love to try it. I'd love for Epic Games to say, "Here, Phil, here's a build of Unreal 5, play with it." Because yeah, no, I'm keen to see what it's like for sure. This one I am going to rotate 180 degrees, so we're looking at the texture on the other side. But yeah, my understanding is March next year is when the preview of UE5 will be available for people to play with. And then around about September or October, I think September, they said that the release version, first release version, will be ready for people to use of UE5. Because it does look sweet. I'm keen to play with it for sure. Okay. So yeah, I think having the planks just helps to break up the paneling from this room to this room. So now we can go back into unlit mode. And let's get the ceiling paneling pieces in. Let me see if I can copy any from here. Yeah, I should be able to copy these ones. I'll come back to that in a minute. I've just noticed here that this piece is not quite big enough, so I'm just going to scale this a little bit. I can see a little bit of the ceiling in there. Let me just check the others as well. Same with this one, looks like it needs to come up just a bit. That one looks okay. And that one looks okay. Alright. Let's scale these ones up. And let's move it down a little bit so it's not actually going through the ceiling. So we want to duplicate that 3 times along the top. With the middle one here being a bit wider. Alright, now we want to duplicate these 3 for the other side. That's interesting. Scale it up a little bit. basically it looks like I may have this further forward than the other side. Do I want to change that? Might be a good idea. No, I won't change it. Okay. So again, I'm just going to get pulled back here and have a look. I just want to make sure that my positions are correct. No, I think we'll be alright. Yeah, no, I think we'll be fine. Again, I just wanted to make sure this central stairway thing was in the middle and these two pieces, the arch pieces either side, were sort of balancing it all properly. I think it's alright. So now we want to duplicate one of these. And we want to duplicate it again. And we're going to have a separate, different piece in the middle here because it sits directly above this little altar. So I want to create a unique asset for there, because I'm going to have some sort of interactive particle effect going on. So we're going to need to jump into Max to do that. All right, let's do a quick save because we haven't done one in a while and you never know. You don't want something to crash. And I can have some coffee. And coffee, that's right. I'll turn lip mode on, but like I said, it's not a good indication because there's really no lights in this room. So the only lighting you're seeing is basically reflection in from the walls and stuff. But it'll give us sort of an idea, overview of what the room might look like once we start actually putting some lighting in, proper lighting in. Actually, and I must remember to add the dark texture to this wall section here as well. So that is going to be roof 2, which is this piece here. It sort of shows you guys how I made the attic as well. I broke it up into 3 pieces for the actual roof as well as the floor pieces. And we want to assign it this dark texture. That's better. Bobby Bob. Do you now? Keep it clean. Keep it clean. This is a family channel. I don't want to scare off any of our young viewers there. So keep the chat clean. Bobby Bob. No problem. It's all right, dude. It's okay. It's all good. You're talking about pussycats, aren't you? That's what you mean. Everybody likes pussycats. Legmog, hello to you as well. How are you, buddy? How's things? What you been doing? Who you been dating? More to the point, Legmog. Who have you been dating? Yes, that's right. As Bobby Bob says, we all like pussycats. Digitalis. And Digitalis, it's good to see you too. Says, go to bed, Leggy. Thanks for the host, Digitalis. I do appreciate it. So thank you very much for hosting. And you guys tell me if you think my audio sounds off at all. Because I had a comment that my audio wasn't sounding right from one person, but everyone else says it's fine. So, Legmog says on Sunday I did a co-video exercise stream with 2 other people. Oh, an exercise, actually, as in exercising with 2 other people. Okay, cool. Healthwood says bobcats are pretty cool. That's right. Legmog says, I'm sure Digitalis was exercising along with me while she lurked. Her lurked, he lurked. Digitalis is a boy, isn't it? Or is it a girl? Are you a boy or a girl, Digitalis? Whilst he... Oh, well, there we go. Thank you. I thought Digitalis was a boy. Digitalis says, were you exercising with your right hand or your left? Keep it clean. Man. Well, exercise is a good thing. I'm glad you're doing exercise, Legmob. How's the gym going? Or we left the gym and we're just doing the home exercise. Actually, gyms are closed, aren't they, because of the human malware? Well, at least they are here. So, yeah, that explains the exercise then. I get it now. Took me a minute, but I do get it now. Okay, so let's see. What are we doing? No lighting in this room yet. So this is not an indication of what it will look like. We won't know until I do a rebuild on the whole level and then I start adding the lighting. But it gives us a bit of an overview of what it could look like. And again, I'm just making sure that the design that I've got going on in this room is okay. It was difficult designing this attic. It really was, because of the really weird shapes of the walls and the ceiling. It was challenging. It was really challenging. It was a challenge to do the design. I think we should be good though. Once we get the lighting going, we'll get a better idea. So what have we got left to do? We need to texture up the floors and we need to texture up the joiners here for the doors. I'm just wondering if there's anything else I can bring in before we jump out of Unreal and back into Max and Substance. There are bits and pieces like the tables, the bus, all of that sort of jazz, the actual set dressing. I don't want to do that till later, once we've got all the main pieces done. Yeah, it's easier to do once all of the room is textured up. That way I can decide where I want to put things, and then we can decide how we want to light it once we've put things in the room, sort of to highlight them, sort of thing. Legmog says, well, as Digitalis well knows, doing burpees requires both hands. I don't know, what's a burpee? Digitalis says, if you need both hands, there's something wrong. Bobby Bob, thank you for the follow. I do appreciate it when you follow the channel, guys. So thank you, Bobby Bob, for following. Well, welcome to Phil Does 3D. Remember to, if you do want to join the Phil Does 3D Discord server, go right ahead. There's a gallery section where you can show up your work if you want. There's also a place where you can link to your portfolio or your art station. If you do 3D, not everyone that watches my channel wants to show work because they don't do work, they just like to watch. Thank you, Hellforge. There's a Discord link. Hellforge just popped into Twitch chat. And if you do want to wishlist the game you see me working on right now, you can click that link to be taken to the Steam store page for the game. Legmog says a burpee is you start off in a plank position, okay, then jump into the air from that position, rinse and repeat. Oh, okay. So you're starting off flat, you're jumping up, I'm assuming, onto your legs. Is that what you mean? Onto your feet? So you're doing that sort of jump? I think that's what he means. Because, yeah. I don't know, maybe. I don't know, maybe he doesn't mean that, I don't know. Just exercising in general is good, so. Now, I just want to explain what's going on with this door here. You see in here there is another room. Now, there is no other room. Well, there is, but you know, I'm not actually putting a doorway into this other room. I'm faking it with an image. So even though it's just like a hint of another room back there, I don't even think I can get into a position where you can see the actual image, but it's just a picture of a room, of an attic, an old attic. And that's simply because we don't want to let the player, let me just go out of lit mode. I want the illusion of another room without having to actually set it up, basically. So while I put a door here that the player will never be able to enter, I did think it was necessary to put like a fake picture of a room behind it because the door is open just a little bit. So that's what's going on there. That's the only change I made since last week's stream, just to fake the fact that we've not got a door, not got a real room behind the door. Okay, we're doing a save all, and then I'm going to decide what we're going to be working on now. Legwork says yes. So it goes plank, then kind of bounce into a leapfrog position, then from that jump in. Oh, okay. So plank to feet to jump. I understand. Well, that'll get your heart racing pretty quickly. Healthboard says there's probably another room, but the game director threatened to put Phil in a naughty corner if he showed it on stream. There is no other room. I'm telling you guys get the heads up because you watch the stream as the game is being made. At least my part of what I'm doing on the game being made. But there will be no room. And again, I didn't really want to do this where there's an area that the player thinks they can get to and they can't. You know, that sort of thing pisses me off when I play a game. If there's an area I can't get to, I think, why? But it really couldn't be helped here, I'm afraid. I wanted the room to look more interesting. To make it more interesting, I wanted to put a door in. But putting a door in would have meant that if I didn't fake it like this, I would have to make a whole new room again. And this, deadlines, priorities, all that sort of jazz. So I thought this was the best compromise we could come up with, where there's a door that the player can't actually get through with the hint of another room behind it. It's the only place in the game where this cop-out will be done. Because, yeah, I don't like it when designers do that sort of thing, personally. Some people don't mind, but I personally don't like it. And it will not be used anywhere else in the game except for here, where there's fake door is. So, yes, we need to do the floors, we need to do the doors, well, the borders for the doors, the door jambs, or whatever they're called. And I actually want to create a unique piece in here that sits above the altar, because I want to have a particle effect that's going to happen, because we're going to be sitting. Let me just go back into lip mode and show you what I mean. You won't really see it properly until I actually get the particle effect going, but we're going to be using this this asset here, which will be sitting up on top of the altar. And this is that crystal dragon bowl we created. So we have like this dragon bowl with a crystal in it. and there'll be a particle effect that's actually surrounding this, preventing the player from actually picking it up until they perform another action. And I want the panel up here to sort of, I want it to be more unique so that because the particle effect will emanate from this panel down to this crystal until you actually work out how to turn it off, how to dismiss it, dispel it, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean. So that's the plan. This crystal ball will be sitting here. It may actually even, I might even have it sitting up and floating in the air a little bit, like rotating slowly. I may do that. I'll decide that once I get the particle effect in and see what it looks like. So I think what we might do is we might jump into Max so we can start working on this panel piece for here. And again, I need to make it slightly more rectangular than square. So I'm going to jump into Max now and work on this panel. Again, I'm just going to make sure I did a save. Legmug says, an illusion of another room? Question mark. Could this be the kitchen? Oh, you're going to get a slap. You're going to get a slap. Legmog says, yeah, the kitchen is for the Collector's Platinum Edition only. If you have that version of the game, you can access the kitchen. Or maybe we'll make it downloadable DLC. How about that? So if you want to have the kitchen, it's downloadable DLC that you've got to pay extra for. Isn't that the way all games go now? Okay, let's jump back into Max here. So we are going to be placing this eye above that altar. And the particle effect is going to emanate from the eye down to the altar that the player will need to dispel. But as you see, I made this a square thinking it was going to be a square, and it's not. So what I need to do is I need to make it a rectangle. I don't know why Max's viewport, when you go full screen, for some reason, you see how sluggish my mouse is? It only happens when Unreal is in the background and when Max goes into full screen. So I'm going to work not full screen. You can see my mouse is much better. It's a bit annoying, but we can make it work. This is an edit mesh, so I'm going to turn it to an edit poly. And I'm going to make a selection, turn on soft selection. Let's expand that to around about halfway. And this will allow us to move it without really affecting the texture too much. So I only need to move it a little bit. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. So that's, again, it's meant that our texture stays nice without stretching. Okay, so let's do a save here now that we've made it a rectangle instead of a square. And we need to UV map this piece here because it needs to be textured up yet. So let's open up Horizon. And let's go into sub-object mode and start with, I'm going to do this in sections. You can see how it's been made of 4 pieces. I'll do each piece individually. Let's see. Let's see. It should work. I love this program for UV mapping. Because you guys know I don't like doing UV mapping. Okay, now let's start working on these smaller pieces here in the middle. Again, I might do these in sections just to make it a little bit easier on the program. Yeah, that's not bad. We're getting a bit of stretching happening here on the ends. But I prefer that to, say, doing it this way. Like if we use this one, we're going to get a lot more cuts. Actually, not that one. This one, for instance. So even though it's smoother, it's breaking up our UV map a lot more. Wouldn't be a problem, but I prefer not to do that for these pieces. Oops. I think it's better we use like a pelt map. Even though we will get a little bit of stretching. The unwrap is cleaner. Let's make sure I sit up straight. No, sit up straight, Bobby Bob said. Sorry, Bobby Bob. There we go. Okay, now we've got these pieces here. I might do these individually, just to be on the safe side. Again, we're getting a little stretching, not enough to worry about. We're going to be making this a metallic texture anyway, so maybe either metal or wood. Either way, it'll be fine. There's not going to be a pattern on it, so it should be fine. I wonder where Smurf is today. Smurf isn't in chat. Smurfberry barbecue. Okay, so what have we got left? What have I forgotten? Let's do these rings around the outside. Let's see if we can get a better result using one of the other tools. Not really. I guess that's probably the best we're going to get for those weird shapes. So what is left? These little leafy bits. If I can select properly. And I think that's it. I don't think there's anything. Looks like I might be forgetting a couple here. And here. Oh. Now I think we've got them all. Let me just double check. Yep. I think that's all of them. I don't think there's anything else I'm missing. So let's send that back to Max. Okay. Let's do a pack on the UVs by throwing down an unwrap. And use Max's packing tool. Now you see how Max has packed this? It's left a lot of empty space in the middle here. Now I have a plugin that is actually free to download called UV Packer. I don't know if you guys are familiar with a plugin that you can buy from Max called Unrella. I can't remember exactly how it's pronounced. If I go again, this is just probably for the benefit of you guys that use Max. Anyone that's new to my channel wants to know more about me, go to phildoes3d.com. So my Twitch username, put a .com on the end. That'll take you to my website. But is it called Unrella? Okay, yeah, it is. This is not the free one, but the people that make this also make a packer, which is completely free now. They've only released it a few weeks ago for Max, and it's a free packer, UV packer. I'm just going to try and find where it would be. It's not called that. So I just want to pop a link into Twitch chat. See, Unrella does automatic unwrapping of UVs. That's the UV Packer. This is what it is. So there is this plugin called UV Packer, which you can download and install in Max, and it's completely free. And all it does is basically packs your UVs for you and gives you can see a comparison from Max's packing to this packing tool. It's made by a company that have made Max plugins for many years. Let's see, they make Flatiron, Bones Pro, Unrella, and EXR.io. These are paid plugins, but this packer is completely free. And it does a decent job, a good job. Sometimes better than Max's packing tool, sometimes not. So anyway, I'll pop this link in Twitch chat, just in case you guys want to check it out, if you're a Max user. Okay, so this is Max's unwrap tool, and you can see how it's packed it. We're going to try the UV packer, which is this free plugin I was just showing you. You can set the size of the UV set from 512 to 4K, or you can do it at a unique size, whatever you want. You have different packing options from efficient to classic to high quality. We'll leave it on efficient, which is the default for now. We're packing from channel 1 to channel 1, so let's do a pack UV map. Now you see how it's packed the UVs? It's making much better use of the UV space compared to Max's version. So it's worth downloading and using if you're a Max 3D Studio Max user, and to do your packing of your UVs instead of Max's built-in tool. Now, it doesn't always do a better job. Sometimes Max's tool does a better job, but it's free. If you use Max, you may as well download it, install it, and compare the two and use whichever one gives you the better result, whether it's Max's pack tool or this UV packer pack tool. And they are also creating it for Blender. So if you're a Blender person as well, the plugin should be available, if not now, then very soon for Blender as well. And again, it's free. So just putting that out there. Maybe if you're a Blender user and the plugin hasn't been released yet, you could bookmark the page and check back in a few weeks' time to see if they've released it yet for Blender, because it is coming for Blender as well. So I'm going to stick to their pack version because they make better use of the 0 to 1 UV space. I'm going to collapse my stack. Again, I'm throwing an unwrap down just to make sure that yes, it transferred across. Good. We're going to do a quick save. And what am I going to do next? How are we going for time? We've got 20 minutes. I probably won't get it. Let's take this into Substance Painter so we can texture it up. We can use Smart Materials, so we should be able to get it done pretty quickly. Hellforge says it would be interesting to see how it compares to UV Pack Master. I'm not sure. I've not used that, which is what I use in Blender to pack UVs. Do a comparison. Pardon me. When they release the plugin, download it and compare the two. See which one is better. Maybe UV Pack Master will still be better, but it's free, so you're not spending money. Pardon me. Sorry about that. I've got that tickle in my throat. Yeah, try them both. See which one gives you a better result. Maxo Friendo, thank you for the follow, Maxo Friendo. I do appreciate it. So thank you for following the channel and welcome to Phil Does 3D. And Hellforge has just popped a link there for UV Pack Master. Hi to you too. Hellforge says, yeah, that's a good point. One is free and the other is $30. Remember, guys, thank you, Hellforge. If you do want to join the Discord server, the Phil Does 3D Discord server, you can click that link that Hellforge has just popped into Twitch chat. And if you want to wishlist the game you see me working on the assets for right now, you can click that link to go to the Steam store page for the House in the Hollow game. I'm just going to export selected here. I'm going to export it into the correct folder, which should be Roof Circular Window. I'm just going to call it All See Eye, because it's the All Seeing Eye section. Panel. Now we're going to jump into Substance Painter. And I can have a coffee while Substance loads up. I normally have these programs running in the background, but because I've got Max open and Unreal open, I thought I won't push my luck and have Substance open at the same time, but let's see how we go. We are going to create a new project. And we're going to load up that... I've been working on the sitting room while I'm showing the attic on stream while I'm working, and then I've been working in the background on the sitting room, which I'll be showing on stream as well, but I've just been making some assets off stream for that. So that's why we're in the sitting room folder. We want to go to the roof circular window, and we want the all-seeing eye. We're going to leave 2-1. Well, we're going to leave us at 1k. 1k should be plenty. We're going to compute tangent space. I'm just going to make my little discs here larger. We're going to bake out our map. Oh, now I did forget something, didn't I? I didn't do the vertex coloring. Silly Phil. Hellforge says living on the... We are living on the edge. I'm just going to go into isolation mode here so we can just concentrate on the disc. We just need to vertex color it, so let's do that. So basically the main part of the disc here will be one material. So let's make that a red. And then we're going to have these circular pieces. These oval pieces, I should say. We'll make them their own material. So let's make them yellow. Oh, yeah, yellow. Then we're going to have the actual pieces that surround the borders for those ovals. Let's make them their own material. So we'll make that a green. Okay, so now we've got these pieces here. Let's make them their own material. We'll make them an aqua. Then we have these pieces here. Let's make them blue. So what do we got left? We've got these pieces up here. And we've got these little leafy bits as well. Don't think I'm forgetting anything. Let's make them their own color. Make that like a purple, purpley pink. Now let's turn vertex coloring on so I can check to make sure I haven't forgotten anything. And I think we're good. I think that's all colored up. We'll do a quick save. And we'll export selected. Yes, overwrite. Back into Substance Painter, we're going to update our project configuration, get it to reload that model again. Everything else can stay the same. We're going to bake out our map at 1K, using low poly as the high poly and changing the ID from material to vertex. Let's just change circle deco outer, that should be fine. Okay, so let's jump into our smart materials that we created for the game. We have quite a few. And I think, how do I want to texture this up? I think maybe the main disc itself can be maybe wood. So let's have a look at this smart material. Could work. What else can we throw down on top of that though?
There's something about you. They used to call me unaware, and I'm holding on to the final breath of air. I used to hang on.
Android Lust, it's good to see you. I was just thinking about you before because Smurf isn't here, and I thought, oh no, Android Lust isn't here either. But it's good to see you. I hope you're well. What else can we throw down here? No, not that one. Let's have a look at this one. This is actually going to be a better match to the colour of the wood in the background, to that rectangular wooden piece. But I think what we might do is we might do a mix of the two, so I'm just going to remove this blank layer from the bottom. Android Lust says, I'm well, I was a bit busy, just got back to my computer 10 minutes ago. Then it hit me, it was Monday for US. Yes, it was. It's good to see you. That's okay. You guys have lives, I know that. That's fine. You don't want to watch my stream? That's no, I know. It's cool. It's all cool. Let's use the surface worn to do a mix between these two.
I stopped playing that same song about the hope you lost back in the suburbs.
Hellforge says, wait, we have lives? That's news to me. Well, your lives are 3D. Isn't that the way it goes? So yeah, I'm just going to do a bit of a mix between the two of these here. This sounds a little bit more interesting. We are going to group all of these in their own layer, and we're going to mask with color selection on that group just to the ring. Oh, Andrew Lust says there's a chance I might not be here tomorrow. Sadly, no problem. Well, we'll miss you if you're not here, but that's okay. I understand. Elfwood says I'm doing 3D right now with the stream in the background. Well, there you go. Elfwood says, so maybe? All right, let's go back to our smart materials and look at these decorative pieces here. So, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Reusing the smart materials again. I know I repeat myself for people who watch me all the time, but for anyone new that's watching, creating smart materials from assets we've already used in the game is a good idea in a couple of ways. It saves us having to remake materials, and it also keeps consistency in all of the different pieces of furniture and all the assets inside the building. Keeps everything uniform and consistent. So it serves two really useful purposes. And it's really easy to make a smart material in Substance Painter. So let's look at this one. I'm just going to do a quick save here before we start messing with too many layers, because you never know what will happen with Substance Painter. It has crashed before. Roof circular window. And seeing eye. Actually don't mind that look of that actually. I think that might be better than the wood. Andrew Glass says I'm currently in Substance Painter as well. Healthwood says, so far so good. Needed a break from another shotgun I've been working on, so I'm currently trying a Colt 45 pistol. UV unwrapping as we speak. All that UV unwrapping. I actually like the gold bordering more than I like the wood. I'm just wondering if we can get a blend between the two. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this smart material. I'm going to drag that into our wood grain folder. Just going to turn the first one off, so we're just concentrating on this. And I think what I might do here is I might give it another blend with a smart mask. So, Smurfberry Barbecue. Oh, we were just talking about you. Were your ears burning? It's good to see you, Smurf. Yeah, blend in real good. Andrew Loss says, what asset is this, Phil? This is actually we've been working on, if we jump into Unreal, we're working on an asset here which is going to go above the altar in the attic here. So basically we're working on, the wooden panel for here, which is like these wooden paneling, but because I want to add a particle effect here, I wanted to make it a bit more unique. So if I just wait for my computer to catch up here, give it a minute, it'll get there. Unreal likes to grab all the resources, so it takes it just a minute to release them again once you minimize the program. Come on, Unreal. There we go. If we jump into Max and I go out of isolation mode, we're going to be placing this specific wooden panel piece with the all-seeing eye up there. So this is the asset we're working on. We're working on the ring for this ceiling wooden piece in Substance Painter. Smurfberry says, I think it's a banana. Smurfberry, the all-seeing eye, that's right. Smurfberry knows, look. He knows. That all-seeing eye that controls the lives of all of us. So I thought, yes, you can't have an occult game without putting that symbol in it somewhere. There's actually, I have actually used that symbol somewhere else. It's on the back of the books in the bookcase. I don't know if I've shown you guys. No, I don't think I have. But you know how we made the bookcase for the bedroom? We have those books that the player can pick up. Well, on the back of those books, I engraved the all-seeing eye into the backs of all those books. Is it the all-seeing eye? Well, maybe not. Maybe not. It's the all-seeing eye, and each book has a different sort of symbol that you have to use in the game, but yeah. Anyway, long story short, the all-seeing eye is good to have with the occult symbols going around. Alford says that would just make sense. Why is my phone going off? I'll check that later. Yes, we want to get a blend here. Let's see. What do we want to use? Let's see what the dirt soft edges one will give us. Curvature. Yeah, that's not too bad. We're getting the gold rim. See, what I liked about this material was the fact that it gave it that gold border. So if we use this smart material, we can still bring in the wood grain through the middle, but we keep the gold border, which is what I really like. So that'll work for us. I don't think there's anything else I really need to change. So if we go back to this one though, which is the gold on everything again. I'm going to put that in its own group, even though it's only one material. We'll put it in a group so that I can mask the group to these different pieces. Okay. Let us find another smart material for these ovals. And I'm thinking... yeah. I was almost going to say we could use like a crystal material, but it's going to get a bit busy, I think, so we won't go that direction. We will maybe try, let's see what this tarnished gold looks like. Again, we're going to mask with color selection just to the oval. Let's move in here so we can see it a bit better. And that's all well and good, but let's make it a little bit more interesting by maybe throwing down let's try this gold here. Again, let's mask with color selection to the oval. And that's fine, but let's group both of these together. Again, I'm going to mask with color selection just to the oval so that we can throw a smart mask down. Let's go with what do I want to go with? Let's try the rust. Remember, it's the oval we're looking at. Ambient occlusion. Maybe something like that. So what do we got left here? Back to smart materials. Spoiler territory, yes, that's right. Remember, if you don't want spoilers, you probably should not be watching these streams while I work on different parts of the game. Let's try this multi-arm statue one. Let me just make sure I'm at the top of my stack. No, I don't like that. What else we got? What else we got? I'm just going to do a quick save here. And let's try I want to see what this iron looks like. No, I don't really like that. Jade, are you being funny? Are you being a smartass? Because we used jade on the snake box. Do you want me to see what jade looks like? Do you guys want to see what jade looks like? Let's have a look. Where is the jade? Here's the jade. Maybe let's mask with color selection to the outer ring. I don't actually know that the jade looks that great, to be honest, but no, it doesn't look terrible. We'll leave the jade there just for you, actually. Yeah. We don't have to get too carried away with this ceiling piece, but I just do want to do one more material for these pieces here, so just finding something that's going to look okay. See what this gold looks like. This might work. So we're just going to pick those bits there. I really actually don't like the jade, I'm afraid, so we're going to lose the jade. And we're going to mask with color selection to that gold we just placed. I think that's probably okay. I don't think we need to do much more with this ring. Let's do a save so we can export the textures into the right folder. At 1K. And save. And quickly back into Max. And quickly load up just we won't get a good idea of what it looks like until we bring it into Unreal, but we may as well just load it up in Max. So it's this one. Just a diffuse texture anyway. Okay, let's do a quick save. Well, we're getting there, slowly but surely. I think tomorrow what we can do is we can bring this into back into Unreal and place it, and then we can start working on the actual floors for the pardon me, for the attic. I'm losing my voice. Yeah, so tomorrow we can start working on the floors for the attic, and we actually have to texture up the door pieces as well. But I think we might leave it there for today, boys and guys and girls, before I lose my voice completely. Android Lust says you're jaded of Jade. I do want to thank you guys though for being here and for watching. I do appreciate it. I want to thank Maxo Friendo and Bobby Bob for following the channel, and again, welcome to Phil Does 3D. Thanks for the follow, guys. I want to thank Digitalis for hosting the channel as well. Thank you guys as well, Hellforge, Smurf and Android Lust, for popping in, being here, saying hello. I do appreciate it. Legmog. I'll be back on again tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific time in the United States. You guys and girls take care till then, and I will see you all again tomorrow. See you guys.